El Salvador's Center for the Confinement of Terrorism, known as CECOT, stands as a stark symbol of the country's ongoing battle with gang violence. Located 75 kilometers southeast of San Salvador, this sprawling prison complex serves a specific purpose: to house the nation's most hardened criminals, primarily members of the notorious MS-13 and Barrio 18 gangs. Built with a capacity to hold 40,000 inmates, CECOT currently houses around 15,000 individuals, a number that has swelled since President Nayib Bukele declared a state of emergency in 2022. The prison's construction was part of a wider strategy by the Bukele administration to crack down on gang activity, which had plagued El Salvador for decades. The government argued that these large, heavily fortified prisons were necessary to isolate gang leaders and disrupt their operations. However, human rights groups have raised serious concerns about the conditions inside CECOT and other similar facilities, alleging overcrowding, inadequate healthcare, and widespread human rights abuses. Life inside CECOT is characterized by strict control and limited freedom. Inmates reportedly spend most of their days confined to overcrowded cells with minimal access to natural light or fresh air. Basic amenities are scarce, with reports of limited access to clean water, insufficient food rations, and inadequate sanitation facilities. Inmates have described a daily routine marked by boredom, fear, and uncertainty. Beyond the physical conditions, concerns have also been raised about the psychological toll of confinement within CECOT. Reports of forced confessions, often extracted through coercion or violence, have emerged. Access to legal representation is severely restricted, further undermining due process and amplifying the sense of isolation among inmates. Security within CECOT is exceptionally tight. The prison boasts a multi-layered security apparatus, with thousands of guards, soldiers, and police officers patrolling its perimeter and corridors. High walls topped with razor wire enclose the complex, and a sophisticated network of surveillance cameras monitors every corner. Inmates are subject to constant scrutiny, their movements tracked and controlled. This emphasis on security reflects the government's determination to prevent gang activity within the prison and to maintain order. However, critics argue that the intense security measures contribute to a dehumanizing environment, stripping inmates of their dignity and hindering their rehabilitation. Section 4. Voices from Within. Marvin Medrano's story. Among the thousands of inmates confined within CECOT's walls are individuals like Marvin Medrano, a former gang member serving a 100-year sentence. In a rare interview with journalists, Medrano expressed remorse for his past actions and spoke of his hopes for a better future for his children. His story, while unique in its details, reflects a common thread among many inmates: a longing for redemption and a chance to rebuild their lives. Medrano's testimony, along with those of other inmates, provides a glimpse into the human cost of El Salvador's gang violence and the complex challenges of rehabilitation within the country's prison system. While the government maintains that its hardline approach is necessary to combat gang activity, critics argue that it is essential to balance security concerns with the need for humane treatment and opportunities for rehabilitation. Section 5. A controversial strategy. President Bukele's crackdown on gangs has yielded a dramatic drop in the country's murder rate, which had been among the highest in the world. The government credits its tough-on-crime policies, including the construction of mega-prisons like CECOT, with restoring a sense of security to El Salvador. However, the crackdown has also drawn sharp criticism from human rights organizations, who accuse the Bukele administration of authoritarianism and widespread human rights abuses. The international community has also expressed concern about the erosion of democratic norms in El Salvador under Bukele's leadership. The government's decision to dismiss judges and weaken the independence of the judiciary has raised alarm bells, as have reports of arbitrary arrests and the silencing of dissenting voices. While the debate over the effectiveness and ethics of Bukele's approach continues, one thing is clear: El Salvador's fight against gang violence is fraught with complex challenges and difficult choices.